Let me get started on the peppermint patty here, and I'll pass out that recipe. Yes, the question was, is this all 10% mix? It is, and there's a reason why the 10%. Up in New York, and if you've seen the other videos, you've heard this story. Up in New York, we would have what I call the fat wars. If Jeff is selling 14% butterfat ice cream, I'm going to sell 16. Why? Is 16 better? I don't think so. I'm doing it because I want to be the richest ice cream in New York. That's the only reason. You take that same concept and bring it down to a hot climate here in Florida, hot and humid. If you give someone a 16% ice cream, they're going to drop dead in your parking lot because the body can't take the fat. It'll give you a stomach ache, it'll make you sweat, and quite frankly, people dropping dead in the parking lot of your business is not good for business. So I found down here, much to my surprise, that the high fat content ice creams weren't selling. So I went to the lowest you could go and still call it ice cream. The federal government says it must be 10% or higher to call it ice cream. Below that, when I was growing up, it was called ice milk. That's a term you'll never hear or see because it sounds terrible. We have substitutes for the term ice milk. We call them gelato. We call them yogurt. One company that is doesn't have dairy in it is called Today. We have different names to skirt around the federal law. But the point is, I'm running 10% because, quite frankly, nobody ever walked out of an ice cream parlor and said, you know what, that's the best butterfat I ever ate. People don't do that. They say, wow, Jeff's peppermint ice cream has a great peppermint flavor, just like I remember when I was a kid. Candy cane, excuse me, and pulling the candy canes off the Christmas tree. So people eat flavor, so give them a lot of good flavor. So I'm going to use the ice cream blend, and Jeff rinsed out for me, but it really wasn't even necessary. But you'll see how easy this is.
Oh, you're making in this machine?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know I was making in that one. I'm going to use the vanilla, same as Jeff, an ounce to a quart. I'm going to use, I said 2 bags of peppermint patty. It's actually, what I'm using is a pound of peppermint patty. And I've got some stracciatella chocolate, which is...
what kind of chocolate?
Stracciatella. You know what stracciatella chocolate is? It's Hershey's with a fancy name and a higher price tag. But it's the same. This came from Italy. This came from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Both work beautifully. But since it was sent to me for free, I thought we'd try it. Well, I'm going to run at, what do I call it? Let me go back. Super premium. So super premium is going to be, I should have these memorized by now. I invented them. I think it's about 170.
Good luck getting that.
165. I'm sorry? The air content of Jeff's ice cream was 100% overrun. Mine's going to be about 75 or 70% overrun. There's another thing. We can talk about overrun all day, and it's important because with the infinite overrun control, you can match the air content to what you want to make. But remember, if you have a low air content product, that means for every gallon of dairy product, you get, say, 1.25 gallons of ice cream, whereas Jeff gets, for every gallon of ice cream, he gets 2 gallons of ice cream. Whose ice cream costs a whole lot more? Mine does, because I'm getting less yield. So instead of getting $3.50 a scoop, I have to get $6 or $7 a scoop because my costs are higher. So you may want to do a certain air content, a certain fat content, but sometimes it's going to be dictated by your neighborhood. If your neighborhood can't afford a $6 ice cream cone, don't try to sell it. They just can't afford it. So practicality comes in. I wouldn't say the lower fat is more creamy. I would say it's more dense. It's heavier. Most people cannot sit down and eat a whole pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which is about the lowest air con. It's also a company we put in business. Most people do not want to, if they did sit down and eat a pint of ice cream and you asked them, would you like another pint? They'd go, no thanks. We want an ice cream that you go to Jeff's, you eat it, and you feel absolutely satisfied. That was great. I don't feel burdened down. I don't feel letted down. You go out sometimes to an Italian meal and you eat this whole plate of spaghetti and all the bread, and you just feel like bird. You can't
What
can't
do you feel
move.
like?
Bird. Yeah, that's the
You feel like
expression I use.
Herbert.
All right, so let me get going here. I'm going to pour in the mix. This is the remaining amount in the bag, so that's 5 quarts. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't sabotage your ingredients.
No, but I like you to back me up because sometimes I do something really wrong and then you tell me an hour later.
By the way, while he's doing that, let me just say one thing. Get it off my chest.
I can't wait.
You need him. You can buy a lot of different machines, and as I said, I have no connection to this place at all. I drive here once a month, I do the show with Steve, and that's it. We don't talk about what movies we've seen, we don't get money from each other, there's nothing like that. However, you need him, because his machines are bulletproof. When you open your doors, the one thing you're going to use every day is this, and the one thing you don't want to worry about is this. When you go through the factory tour later, you'll see these are made like tanks. There's no maintenance. There's no nothing. It's the simplest machine in the world. You pour your ingredients in,
Thanks,
you turn
Connie.
it on, you make money. So you need two things in this business. You need one of these machines. The other ones out in the market, and I know this because I did my due diligence, they're plastic. See these hinges here? You think they're going to break? They're not going to break. They're never going to break. You could drive your car into this machine and still use it. The other ones are plastic. The other doors are plastic. They don't extrude like these things do. These are it. You don't have to do any maintenance. You don't even have to change the oil every 3,000 miles. They're good. He says they're good for 45 years. I think they're good for your lifetime and the lifetime of your business. The other thing you need is me. You need somebody to walk you through how to start your business and how to run your business and how to operate your business and how to make the ice cream. And that's what I can give you. So right here, your whole world is right here. You need him, you need me. Shut the phone. and that's it. So that's my big promo. Sorry.
It's good. I've got my mix in. I've got my 5 ounces of vanilla. And this isn't vanilla that you buy at the supermarket, so one of the things that we don't get at the supermarket.
How much of this you need?
I don't like the looks of it. I'm not going to use it.
I don't blame
I'm
you.
use my Hershey.
I don't blame you.
This is Lockhead 2-fold vanilla, double strength. There's also Nielsen Massey. These are the 2 best vanillas in the world, and they're both USA companies. So I'll turn this on. The Infinite Overrun is now a touch screen. I hit Super Premium and start it, and it's going to go exactly to the RPMs I want, which is 165 RPMs. Turn on my refrigeration, and now I'm going to add my peppermint patty. Connie took a pound of peppermint patty and broke them in half pieces and quarter pieces. This is what I call, I came up with 2 terms, fruit flavor and fruit identity. Now I know that's not a fruit, but I call it fruit flavor and fruit identity. No other machine on the market can you do this, where you're just putting the whole pieces right in. They just go that simple. I need a spatula. Thanks, just to ram them down. And they're going to blend throughout the ice cream mix. So what it means is for every particle of vanilla ice cream that's in here, there's a particle of peppermint patty right next to it. So you get a very intense flavor. If you have a Cappigiani or an Electro-Freeze or a Technogel or Taylor's out of the business, they can't put anything in. There's no room. In fact, the dasher's so flimsy, they'll void your warranty if anything goes in there except liquid. We build this to put everything in. So the best they can do, and the same thing with commercial ice cream. When you buy Haagen-Dazs today, no longer made on Emery Thompson batch freezers, they're ramming vanilla ice cream through a long tube at 1,000 gallons an hour. And at the end is a $40,000 piece of equipment attached to this $1 million piece that injects the peppermint patties. So the best they can make for you in commercial ice cream and other batch freezers is vanilla ice cream with peppermint patty pieces. We're putting the peppermint patties right in here, just like we did the candy cane. So you're going to have a much more intense flavor. I have the fruit flavor. If I'm blindfolded and I taste the ice cream, yeah, that's peppermint patty. I take the blindfold off and I can't see any patties. So I take my second half, which I've broken up into just 4 pieces just for convenience, and I'm going to shake them in as it comes out. So I have my fruit flavor in the machine, and my identity, yes, I can see that's peppermint patty ice cream as it's coming out.
I use labels on the top.
Labels are nice too. Let's see, where'd that Hershey's go? So here's a last minute change. I didn't like the Italian stuff. It was all gloppy. So I'm going to use good old Hershey's. Chocolate, you'll find out going into business, is extremely subjective. Paula, when she worked on Wall Street, would take a 2-hour lunch break to go over to Brooklyn to buy Jacques Therese chocolate, real fancy stuff. If I took a 4-minute lunch break, I might go across the street and get a bag of M&Ms. Chocolate is very subjective. I think M&Ms are the be-all and end-all. Close fight with the peppermint patties as to the world's, or the York peppermint patties as to the best chocolate in the world. All personal taste, so you'll decide what chocolate you use. So yeah, that's certainly not the most expensive chocolate in the world, but it does a darn good job for what I'm going to do. Yes? No comments?
No comment.
The infinite overrun is something I invented 12 years ago, and we updated it last year to the touchpad screen. This allows you to vary the speed of the drive. Nobody on earth has it except our machines. It's my invention. It's not patented, but nobody's been able to figure out what I did. And it allows you to change the air content. So with just owning one machine, you can do everything from commercial grade ice cream all the way down to frozen custard, which is your lowest air content, and everything in between. We don't know what product's coming down the road in 5 years from now, but this machine will be able to make it. And that's the beauty of it, is with that infinite overrun control, you can adjust the speed. A simple way to explain what it's doing is I take some cream, heavy whipping cream, and I put it in a bowl, and I stir it with a whisk. It remains heavy cream because I can't stir it fast enough. I take the same cream and I put an electric mixer in that's going 3, 4, 5 times as fast as my hand, and it blows up into whipped cream because I've speeded it up. Same thing here. I can speed up or slow down the speed of the drive to give me any air content that I want. We don't put gadgets on our machines. Let me get a gadget.
Some people like gadgets.
Oh, people like gadgets, but they don't. They're great for home. It takes me 5 minutes to break into my own house. I've got so many gadgets at home. And they're all on my phone. I can change the thermostat temperature. I can unlock the doors. I can turn on the pool. I can do all sorts of things from my phone. But that's gadgetry. Yesterday it all broke. There was a power failure. This is no gadget. This has been here for 12 years and is very well proven to work perfectly. And I can hear it's getting ready. I think I'll use the gelato pans for fun.
I got them.
You got some? I got them here. You can use any kind of container you want. Doesn't matter. Let's check this out. That's looking good. I don't put a timer on the machine because to meet National Sanitation Foundation and Underwriters Laboratories, that $6 timer would cost about $240. And if it broke, it would take down the whole machine. You'd call in a repair person. If this $6 timer breaks, I throw it away and I go buy another $6 timer. It's also as mobile as my iPhone. I can actually take it with me if I want to go into the next office. That's the simplicity of it. And that's my approximation of when the ice cream's ready. If the ice cream's going to take 8 minutes, I'll set it for 6. I'm in there on the phone, and the bell goes off, and I go, oh, I got 2 minutes to get back to the ice cream. That's the number one thing that I hear from people when they call me up at my home at 8:30 at night, is I was making ice cream, and I got talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and I came back, and the machine stopped. Yeah, the machine kept getting colder and colder and colder, and the infinite overrun control said, hey, that's enough, we quit. And it shuts itself down because you're not smart enough to be there and making ice cream. A friend of mine, Gary's Ice Cream in Chelmsford, Mass., Gary has a nice sign over at his door of his ice cream room. Says it all. We love you. We think you're great. We value our customers. Go away. I'm making ice cream. And that's the idea. When you make ice cream, you're here for the next couple hours to make ice cream. Don't be handling the front customers. Don't be talking on the phone. Concentrate on building your inventory. So I can open that and close it, and it cuts off like a knife went through it. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration. And I got a spatula. This is where I usually forget to put things in. So I'm going to take out a little bit of ice cream. I can control the speed that it comes out. I'm going to spread a little Hershey's across there and throw in some pieces. That's going to look pretty good. Jeff makes ice cream every day. I make it once every 2 months. So when something works, I'm just thrilled. Because sometimes it doesn't. That one's for the house. Wow.
I'm ready.
Okay.
It's enough chocolate.
I got all of it, and so I thought I might as well use it.
It's enough.
Can you overdo?
Steve, because he doesn't own an ice cream store, falls into the trap that
Yes.
a lot of people do. They over ice cream it.
Yep.
They put more crap in it. Can I say crap?
Sure.
They put more crap in it than you really need. I like the ice cream to be really creamy and bold flavors, no mistaking it. This is, I'm sure the ice cream part of this is going to be magnificent because of how the machine took the candy pieces and pulverized them into flavor, which is great. As a matter of fact, I'll let you know if that's the case.
You can overdo putting pieces into the point where it won't hold up on a cone because you got too much stuff in there. Also, when you're learning how to do this, keep an extra source of peppermint patties or butterscotch or candy cane, whatever you're working with. Keep it on the side in case you overdo the first tub and you don't want to run out for the second tub.
I'm scooping.
Ken, this is like doing a show with a dog. You just can't go wrong when you have candy.
That's right.
See, they already know who makes better ice cream.
Why, they're doing so much ooh and ah over mine?
I don't know. Doug, right?
And I'm done. Now, I also used the infinite overrun. After the product was 3/4 of the way out, I speeded the machine up to full just to push
Sped the
out the
machine
last
up.
bit.
You sped the machine up.
Yes, I forgot. You're a teacher. Well,
Regardless of whether you like it or not, isn't it really creamy? Isn't that a great thing?
and that's 10%. The lowest you can get. How's it taste? Good? Everybody likes it?
They're just
Good.
saying that.
Better than Jeff's.
Hardly.
They want more, so they're not saying a word.
Okay, let's combine these, all right?
Yeah.
Or do you not want? Yeah,
Well,
we can do
well,
that.
Connie's going to scoop them.
So you want to leave them the way they are?
Might as well. I'll just throw some more of these in. I got to get rid of them. That little bit of Hershey's makes a nice little variegated. Variegated is a fancy term for swirl. You know, if someone says it's a variegated ice cream, that means it's got a swirl of butterscotch
And
or a chocolate
tomorrow I'll show you how to swirl ice cream in the tubs.
He's
That
got the
is
best
just
method.
Great.
in it. Best method you've ever seen.
Took me 3 years to figure it out. It's getting very warm in here.
Okay.
Cool it down.
Yes, sir. You telling me to chill out?
It's very warm in here.
It's actually 74. I think it's because we're moving around, but.
It's very warm in here, right? Look, all the hands went up.
All right, we're
It's
gonna
very
freeze it.
warm.
We're gonna freeze you out now. Hi, Sadie. She knew. Let's see. Has anybody seen what's next?
Our break.
girl.